Welcome to the New Hampshire Retirement System presentation for HR and Personnel departments. In this presentation, we'll start with an NHRS overview, talk about enrollment, termination, and working after retirement, benefits, common member questions, and finish with resources. NHRS is a contributory multi-employer defined benefit plan established in 1967. We provide retirement, disability, and death benefits, as well as a post-retirement medical subsidy to eligible members and their beneficiaries. Once members attain eligibility, they can receive a guaranteed lifetime pension. Pension benefits are funded through employee and employer contributions and investment returns. Historically, investment returns have provided the majority of funding for pension benefits. NHRS is a component unit of state government overseen by a Board of Trustees. The Board of Trustees and Independent Investment Committee are fiduciaries. The plan is sponsored by the New Hampshire Legislature, and our governing statute is RSA 100A. NHRS staff implements the statute, administrative rules, and policies, and we must adhere to the Internal Revenue Code. NHRS is also the subject of New Hampshire Constitution Article 36A. This article protects the funds for the exclusive purpose of providing benefits, requires that the board certify employer rates based on sound actuarial practice, and requires employers to pay the rates certified. There are approximately 48,500 active members working for the state, school districts, municipalities, counties, and other political subdivisions. Membership includes Group 1 employee and teachers, and Group 2 police and fire members. There are approximately 40,000 retirees and beneficiaries receiving pensions. There are a couple of terms used at NHRS that are important for you to know. The first is accumulated contributions. Accumulated contributions are a member's contributions plus credited interest. This does not include the employer contributions. The second term is in service. Members are considered in service if both the member and the employer are actively contributing to NHRS. If the member is on leave under the Family Medical Leave Act, if they are receiving workers' compensation, or if they've been called to active military duty and have not terminated their NHRS covered employment. The next term is service. Service is a key component to the pension formula. Active members earn service credit each month, and members may also be able to purchase service credit. Vesting. Being vested means a member has earned the right to a future pension benefit. There are two ways to become vested. One, by completing 10 years of creditable service, or two, if a member is working in an NHRS covered position at age 60, regardless of their years of NHRS covered employment. Note, while all members become eligible to receive a pension benefit at age 60, Group 1 members hired on or after July 1 of 2011 cannot begin collecting their benefit until age 65. In this section, we'll go over enrollment, termination, and working after retirement. In most cases of full-time employment, membership in the retirement system is mandatory. There are certain forms NHRS requires, including the enrollment form and the designation of death beneficiary pre-retirement form, or the death benefits designation of a trust as beneficiary form. Note, new enrollment forms are required for a member who changes their classification or group. For example, an employee member moves into a teacher position, or a Group 1 member takes a Group 2 position. Termination forms are required when an employee retires. There are different forms depending on position classification, vested status, and whether or not the form is for a deceased member. With the exception of deceased members, employers may obtain the forms from the NHRS website or by contacting NHRS. Instructions on how to fill out these forms are available on the NHRS website. If a member plans on going back to work in retirement, they may work for any non-NHRS employer with no restrictions. They may not occupy a full-time NHRS covered position and receive a pension. NHRS retirees may work part-time for retirement system participating employers and are restricted to working a maximum of 1,352 hours per calendar year. Note, retirees who already worked part-time as of January 1, 2019 may work up to 1,664 hours per calendar year for as long as they remain in the position they held on that date. A 28-day separation from service requirement states that all retirees must wait 28 days from their effective date of retirement before they can begin part-time employment with an NHRS covered employer. There is a financial penalty for any retirees exceeding the statutory limits on annual hours worked. In this section, we will go over NHRS benefits. NHRS is a defined benefit plan, which means that benefits are not based on contributions or investment returns. The retirement system offers 4 types of retirement: service, disability, early service, and vested deferred. We will go over these types of retirement in the following slides. There are different benefit provisions that apply to Group 1 and Group 2 members. There are also different provisions based on vested status and date of hire. These provisions are broken into 3 tiers. Members vested prior to January 1 of 2012, members in service prior to July 1, 2011, but not vested prior to January 1 of 2012, and members hired on or after July 1 of 2011. Pension benefits are determined by statutory formulas consisting of 3 components: a member's years of creditable service, their average final compensation or AFC, and a benefit multiplier written into the formula. Detailed benefit information for specific member tiers is available on the NHRS website. The most common type of retirement is service retirement. This slide shows the pension formula for Group 1 members retiring between the ages of 60 to 64. To calculate a benefit for these members, we take the AFC, divide it by 60, and multiply that number by their years of creditable service to get the annual pension amount. In this example, a member has an AFC of $42,000. We divide that by 60, which gives us $700, and multiply that by 30 years of service to give this member an annual pension of $21,000. All Group 1 members experience a reduction in their pension amount beginning at age 65, based on the benefit formula regardless of their effective date of retirement. Once the member turns 65, the benefit formula changes, and the AFC is divided by 66 instead of 60. Using the last example with the age 65 adjustment formula, the member will now have an annual pension of $19,091. There are a couple of tiers of membership that affect Group 2 service retirement eligibility. The first tier is for members who were vested prior to January 1 of 2012. The second tier is for members who were hired prior to July 1 of 2011, but not vested prior to January 1 of 2012. And the third tier is for members who were hired on or after July 1 of 2011. We'll start with the first tier of members, vested prior to January 1 of 2012. These members are eligible for service retirement either upon reaching age 45 with 20 years of Group 2 service, or upon reaching age 60, regardless of their years of creditable service. Here is the formula used to calculate the service retirement benefit amount. We'll take the member's AFC, multiply it by 2.5%, and then multiply that number by their years of creditable service, which gives us the member's annual pension amount. For the second tier of membership, members are eligible for service retirement either upon reaching age 60 or upon attainment of the minimum age and service requirements on this chart. Depending on the member's years of creditable service as of January 1, 2012, you'll see the minimum age requirement, minimum service requirement, and the benefit multiplier. For example, if the member had between 4 to 6 years of creditable service on January 1 of 2012, they must be at least age 48 with 23 years of Group 2 service to file for service retirement, and the benefit multiplier in the formula would be 2.2%. For the last tier of membership, members are eligible for service retirement at age 52.5 with 25 years of Group 2 service, or at age 60 regardless of their years of creditable service. Here is the formula used to calculate the annual pension. You'll notice that the benefit multiplier for this tier is set at 2%. The next type of retirement is early retirement. This slide covers early retirement for Group 1 members in service prior to July 1 of 2011. These members are eligible for early retirement if they have at least 10 years of creditable service and are between the ages 50 to 59, or with the rule of 70, if they have at least 20 years of creditable service and their age plus their years of service equals 70 or more. If a Group 1 member retires before their full retirement age, they will see a reduction to their pension. The pension is permanently reduced based on the number of years and months before age 60 that retirement pension commences. This chart shows ranges of years of creditable service and what the reduction may be for members whose service falls within those ranges. For example, if a member with 25 years of service retires with 5 years of early retirement, we'll find 25 years on the left side, which corresponds to 4%. Then we'll multiply 5 years of early retirement by 4%, which gives this member a permanent 20% pension reduction. This reduction is above and beyond the age 65 adjustment, so once the member turns 65, there will be the additional 10% reduction as well. For Group 1 members hired on or after July 1 of 2011, the early retirement formula is a little different. Members with at least 30 years of creditable service are eligible for reduced retirement allowance beginning at age 60. The lifetime pension will be permanently reduced by 1/4% per month for every month prior to age 65 the member retires. Any Group 2 police and fire members hired on or after July 1, 2011 have the option to retire under early retirement. Members with at least 25 years of creditable service may receive a reduced allowance at or after age 50. The allowance will be permanently reduced by 1/4% for each month prior to age 52.5 the member receives the allowance. For example, if a member retired at age 50 with the full 2.5 years of early retirement, it would equal a permanent 7.5% reduction. The next type of retirement is vested deferred. This type is the same for Group 1 and Group 2 members. Members are eligible for vested deferred retirement if they have at least 10 years of creditable service, terminate their NHRS covered employment, but do not withdraw their accumulated contributions. They may begin receiving their pension upon attainment for retirement eligibility. NHRS must pay a required minimum distribution to members when they have reached a certain age but are no longer working in an NHRS covered position. NHRS offers two types of disability retirement. The first is ordinary disability, or a non-job related permanent incapacity. Members must have at least 10 years of creditable service to be eligible for ordinary disability. The second is accidental disability, or a job-related permanent incapacity. There is no minimum service time required for accidental disability. Retirement is not the same as termination or the last day of employment. Members must meet filing deadlines to apply for retirement. Members must file their application with NHRS 30 to 90 days prior to their effective date of retirement, which is always the first of a month. Personal appointments with an NHRS representative are available but not required and must be scheduled in advance. Application materials for members are available online. Members must also terminate their NHRS covered employment prior to their effective date of retirement. In this section, we will go over answers to common member questions. So how do retirement contributions work? Member contributions are set by statute. Group 1 members contribute 7% of their paychecks each pay period to NHRS. Group 2 police and fire members contribute 11.55% and 11.8% respectively. Employer contributions are actuarially determined every 2 years. They can never be paid out to members in a lump sum withdrawal because they are used to fund pension payments. If a member terminates employment and opts to withdraw or roll over their accumulated contributions, he or she will receive member contributions and interest, never the employer contributions. Do member contributions earn interest? Yes, interest is set by statute at the beginning of each calendar year and applied to member accumulated contributions. The current interest range is between 4.75% and 0, based on investment earnings in the prior fiscal year. Regardless of economic conditions, members will never lose money on their contributions. Why do members have to contribute? Members have to contribute because it's written in state law. So if they work in a permanent full-time position with an NHRS participating employer, it's required, and this enrollment begins the day the member starts working. Can members take a loan against their contributions? No, loans are not allowed for any reason. Can members put extra money into the pension plan? New NHRS members cannot contribute extra money into their retirement account. Note, an additional contributions provision exists for members who signed up before this program was repealed in 2004. How often can a member update his or her beneficiary? Before retiring, members can update their beneficiary at any time. Remind members to make sure their beneficiary is up to date after any major life change, such as marriage, divorce, children, or the death of a beneficiary. What if a member leaves public employment? If a member leaves public employment, they have a couple of options. They may leave their contributions with NHRS. If they are vested and do not withdraw their funds, they can apply for a pension once they meet eligibility requirements under vested deferred retirement. If they are not vested, leaving their contributions with NHRS preserves their years of service should they go to work for another NHRS covered employer at a later date. While with NHRS, their contributions can earn interest at the member interest rate in effect. They can withdraw their contributions plus interest once they have left public employment. However, they will pay taxes on the withdrawn funds and will terminate NHRS membership and forfeit any right to a lifetime pension. Another option would be to roll over their contributions and interest into another qualified plan. With a rollover, there will be no penalty or tax consequences. This option will also terminate NHRS membership and forfeit any right they may have had to a lifetime pension. What if a member goes to work for another retirement system employer? Nothing changes when moving to another NHRS employer. Members still make contributions and continue to add to their service. If vested, they will remain eligible for a lifetime benefit at retirement, and any death and disability benefits will stay intact. Can a member transfer service earned from another retirement system into NHRS? Service earned in another public employee pension plan is not transferable. This does include federal employment. NHRS service may be transferable to another state or local plan. Members should check with the new employer for details. What happens if a member dies while still working? Job-related death benefits are available to the beneficiaries of all active members. Members with 10 years of creditable service also qualify for non-job related death benefits. To qualify, the member must be in service when they pass away. Certain members may be eligible for the pre-selection of a survivorship option. If a member is actively contributing and is eligible for service retirement, under the pre-selection of a survivorship option, their lifetime pension is given to their beneficiary if the member dies before applying for retirement. Note, if an active member dies prior to retiring, employers should contact NHRS. In this section, we'll go over important resources that you can utilize as an employer. To learn more, visit our Employer Resources page and HR Personnel Resources page. Our HR Personnel page is geared towards information for new members, mid-career members, and members approaching retirement. On our website, you can also find required enrollment forms, principal benefit summaries, FAQs, NHRS Now You Know documents, which explain retirement system topics in simple, easy-to-digest ways, and a secure message center to send secure encrypted emails to NHRS. You can attend employer education sessions. We offer education sessions on audit topics, reporting topics, and a combination presentation containing both audit and reporting topics. You can attend member education sessions. We offer separate Group 1 and Group 2 sessions, and separate Lunch and Learn webinars catered towards new members, mid-career members, and members close to retirement. NHRS offers a secure portal called My Account, giving members access to their personal account information, which includes annual statements. Members can complete and submit retirement system forms and use our online calculator to estimate future benefits. We want you to keep in touch with us here at NHRS. You can visit our website at www.nhrs.org. You can sign up to receive news updates and information with NHRS email updates by clicking on the white subscribe button at the bottom of every web page on our website. Connect with us on social media. NHRS has accounts with Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and LinkedIn. If you need to get in touch with us directly, our contact information is also listed on this slide. You can call NHRS at 603-410-3500 or toll free at 877-600-0158 or email info@nhrs.org.